Hi, my name is Maggie Karen, and I'm so glad that I'm here with these wonderful ladies. I am 68 years old. I am a retired teacher. I am now a substitute teacher. I am married to a wonderful man, and I have 9 children and 15 grandchildren and 1 great-grandbaby.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
Would you please share the most important lesson that you have learned in your life and how you came about learning it?
Yes, I will. A very important life lesson. I have learned that you always have an option to change your circumstances. I didn't wake up one day and say, gee, I'm going to be in a cult. But I slowly got sucked in and was brainwashed into being into a cult. And let me tell you my story really quick. When I was a junior in high school, I lived in Texas. My first husband was a very wild child, and his parents sent him to Texas to live with his sister and pastor brother-in-law. And I was attending the church at that time, and as I said, I was a junior in high school, and I met this fella, and he was on the straight and narrow and doing great. We dated for about a year, and I married him right out of high school. My parents didn't like him then and didn't like him our whole marriage. He did wonderful for the first year. He was a great husband, but when I was pregnant with my first child, he started back into his old ways of alcoholism and running around and just very destructive behaviors. My brother-in-law at the time had decided to leave his church, and with other members in the church and us, he decided to start his own church. Well, we all lived together in a community, and it became very, very cultish very, very quickly. In that he was the main boss, I would guess you would say. We looked up to this pastor. Anything he wanted us to do, we would do. We were very compliant, and we were just literally just sheep doing what we were told to do. Men were the king of the house. The women were supposed to be submissive to the man. Whatever they asked you to do, you did. Children were homeschooled. We lived in our own community. We didn't have anything to do with any outside influences. Women were basically just there to please the man, to have children. Of course, we couldn't be on any birth control. We could not work. So our life was just to please our husband and be submissive. So my husband continued in his ways of going on benders, and he would come back, and of course this pastor was the brother-in-law, so we had a little bit of pull there. He would say he was sorry and everything would be okay. Have another bender, would continue, and he would come back, he'd apologize. And then it came to the point that not only would they talk to him, they would tell me that if I was a better wife, and if I had made my husband happy, and if I had been submissive, that he would not go elsewhere to get satisfaction. So the cycle continued. He would go on a bender, he would repent, and I was told that I just was not the wife that I needed to be. So, of course, with alcoholism, you have financial difficulties, you have abuse, and we didn't have any money. By that time, I'd had two kids, I believe, and my parents would help us. And my husband said, well, you need to call your parents and ask them for money. So, of course, I would call my mom, my dad, and say, we need electricity. We're fixing to be kicked out of a house. And my parents would always send this money for me and the sake of my children. That continued. The same continued. He would go on a bender. He wouldn't work. Just awful situation. And it came to the point that my parents said they were not going to help us anymore. Tough love. And at that time, the pastor said that I couldn't have any more communication with my family. And blindingly, I went along with that. So at that time, I lost my family. Can you stop it for a minute? The poverty was just horrible. We would bathe in the river. We would live in houses without electricity. We would get kicked out. Just a horrible, horrible situation. And I was looking through the couch. One day, I had 4 children at this time. I was looking through the couch, just trying to find any money in order to get a jug of milk. And I thought to myself, this is ridiculous. I'm done with this. I know I have to stay married to him because as a Christian, you never get a divorce. I mean, listen to this cult mentality that I'm even saying right now while I speak. I had to stay married to him, couldn't get a divorce, but my children were going to have a better life. So I did not ask my pastor. I did not ask my husband. I got on welfare. I got on every type of welfare I could be in. We actually got a house, Section 8. We got a home to live in, food stamps. In anything I qualified for. And back in that day, if you were going to be on welfare, you had to either go to college or get a job. I was very smart growing up. I did want to preface all of my trauma that I went through had nothing to do with my home life with my parents, because before I met my ex-husband, I had a wonderful life. Went back to school, developed confidence and self-esteem, made the dean's list. I was doing wonderful. And I had told my husband at that time that if he drank and ran around on me one more time, that I was done. And he did, and I divorced him. I left the cult, left the only people that I knew. You know, I didn't know anybody but people in the cult. I'd been in the cult for 16 years. And I put my children in public school, and we thrived. My parents, of course, my dad had passed by that time, but my mom and my brother just accepted us with open arms, and we're so thankful that we were finally away from my ex and the cult. And we thrived. We survived. I was not the mother that I wanted to be when I was in the cult, because I was just in survival mode, and I made amends with my children. And they forgave me, of course, for my role in living in a cult, and they thrived with with our life at that time, and they were very proud of me for getting out of the cult. So since then, I got my degree at school, started teaching at the age of 37, finally achieving the goal that I should have achieved back in my youth. I taught at special ed at a very poor school, and I was able to share my story with other parents, letting them know that you can get out of any peril that you're in, and that you do have options that you can get out, and that you can thrive and you can survive like myself and my family have. So that is my life story.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our creatively arranged videos of wisdom and joy, then please like and subscribe to our channel. Just 2 questions. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your continued support will help us reach more people. Take care of yourselves, and we look forward to seeing you next time.